Hi, this is Rye from Mediasphere, and I thought to talk about how to make a successful Justice League or slash Avengers game. And I'm going to, this is my magnus opus of the things because I've been talking about games of superheroes of DC and Marvel that I'd really love to happen to have like a great, awesome, defining game like the Batman Arkham game or like the Insomniac Spider-Man game. But, anyways, I'm going to talk about how to make a successful Justice League game. I think to make a successful Justice League game, I think it's important to make games around those characters before you do the Justice League game. Like if you did movies of characters, like first you have the Batman movie, then you have a Superman movie, then you have a Wonder Woman movie, then you have a Flash movie, and then you have a Justice League game. So I think it would be cool if you set up all the characters in the universe and you flesh out their connections. Like if in a Batman game you see like at the end of Batman game where there's like some part of the game where Batman teams up with Superman and they meet each other and they start forming a relationship, and then in the Superman game, maybe Batman comes to meet up with Superman and help him. And then in Wonder Woman game, you see Superman or characters start being fleshed out in a universe. Like maybe in a Batman game or Superman game, you could have like side characters appear in it, like Cyborg or Aquaman or other characters. And then when you get to a Justice League video game, then you have these characters fleshed out in their own video games. And then you know a lot of these characters, and if you don't play as these characters as much, you already played as these characters in their own games. So you know how they play, and you know their character dynamics, and you already fleshed out what they think of each other, and all you have to do in the Justice League game is all of them like decide team up, and like maybe Batman decides to bring together a team, the Justice League of all these heroes that Batman has met and Superman. And then in the game, you could I don't know if you would do it like Guardians of the Galaxy, like Batman you play as mostly, but I think you would like to play as the other characters. So I think you would maybe some sections of the game, or like maybe one chapter you play as Batman on a mission, and then maybe the next chapter you could play as Superman, and next chapter you could play as Green Lantern, and the next chapter you could play as Wonder Woman, or maybe you could do a thing where you could change characters while playing the gameplay and play different characters. And also, you could have the Legion of Doom be the villain of the Justice League game, or you could have like Dark Side, or you could have like in the game there could be several boss fights, and maybe each boss fight could be one of the heroes' opponents. Like maybe there's a part with Captain Cold and Joker and Gorilla Grodd and Solomon Grundy or other characters, Sinestro. So I think it would be cool if they make games and flesh out the dynamics between these characters, and then they do a team up game where they already have the characters and what they're like, but they team them up in the game. And I think there could be a really cool gameplay you could do with this game. you could tell a interesting story and it could be really exciting. Like when the MCU movies were building up to Endgame or Age of Ultron or any of the team up films. So I think a Justice League game would be really cool and awesome. I really like if it would happen. Now on to what I would think about how to make a successful or cool Marvel Avengers game. Or maybe it doesn't just have to be Marvel Avengers. It could be like Avengers in general, like currently right now Insomniac is making the Spider-Man games, and they made Spider-Man 1, they made Spider-Man 2. We're going to make Spider-Man free, and there was going to be a Venom game, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But they're making a Wolverine game, and I think in a leak they're making an X-Men game, but I think it would be very cool if they do all their games. And I'm not saying if there's like a Marvel game that I'm talking about like now, or a DC game. Not every game has to be in this like cinematic universe. You could make games like a game set in the 1800s that's like a cool superhero game that's set back then, or like Batman Beyond, but that could be set in the future. But yeah, that's another idea of a cool game that I would love to happen. But anyways, I think it would be really cool if they did like there's going to it was confirmed there's going to be a Iron Man game with EA, and there's going to be next year a Captain America Black Panther like World War II like video game. And I think it would be very cool if I know some of these are different game companies, but I'm sure people could like agree on things. And like if you do a game, you don't have to like make the game just you have to play that game to play this game, because you could just make a game that's just a completely contained story, but like maybe Spider-Man from the Insomniac universe pops up for one bit to help like Iron Man, and then like the story continues. So you see there's like Spider-Man out there in the world, and he exists in a world. Like the Captain America Black Panther game's going to be set during World War II, but like in game maybe he could be frozen in ice, and then he wakes up when the games are currently happening with Insomniac Spider-Man, Iron Man, the new Black Panther game, the new Wolverine game, and if they make a Daredevil game, and they could like do a game where they combine all these heroes, they set it up in games, and then they could all team up against like a big threat like Thanos, or like Kane, or like Doctor Doom, or any like big extraterrestrial threat, or like they could just go against any of the heroes' opponents throughout the whole main of the story. But anyways, I think that's how you could successfully do a Avengers or Marvel team up game, or a Justice League or DC team up game, by actually doing games and having them set in that timeline. And you could have the game be its complete own story. You don't have to play any of the other games, but there's like small little tidbits that are connected, and then you flesh out the characters, and now you know what the characters are like. And then when you get to a Justice League game, you know, or the Avengers game, you know how these characters are like, their viewpoints on a world, how they react to certain situations. Then you're excited to see how they do it when they go against other people in the game. So, anyways, I think that's how you could make a successful DC or Marvel team up game. I hope it happens sometime. I hope you enjoy the video, and bye bye.